So you can see that I still haven't finished trimming off that topper curve offset that I did. But let me just show you what this looks like in 3D. At this point, you can kind of see where I have the feature lines of the topper curve now modeled incorrectly. There's no little jump happening from that temporary offset that I did here. So this looks good right in this corner. But notice how that same issue is happening here with that gutter line. It comes up to that feature line. It's an interesting concept as far as how that happens. It does that on its own. But as long as we trim the lines appropriately, then that should fix that issue on these corners. So this is the feature lines I'm going to use to represent my topper curve. I don't need the topper curve within this area. So I'm going to break my topper curve from this section up until this corner here. And then this is the one I'm going to leave off. Now at this point, since I'm going to trim this part off up to here, I can now just use the trim command to show you how that's going to work. In this case, I'm going to trim, and it's going to select my cutting edge. What is my cutting edge? It's going to be, this is my cutting edge, which is just, I'm going to trim this line up to that point. So this is my cutting edge, enter, and then select the object to trim. And then we're left with that section of topper curve. Okay. I'm still missing this top. I take that back. I did that already. I'm more efficient than what I thought. Very good. So now, and don't forget to do that with your curved islands also for the top of curb model on the curved islands. So the next thing I want to do to finalize my design is, I don't want to call this a personal preference, but it's something that we do in El Paso, at least as far as grading, is we're going to put in what's called a bench, a 2-foot bench. So then, so that when we finalize our grading from the topper curve, we're going to come out 2 feet from the topper curve to this edge of dirt, essentially. And then this is where we're going to daylight at a 3-to-1 slope to match down to the existing ground surface. And then that's how we're going to end up with this sloped area. But we need to create that 2-foot bench from the topper curve, from the edge of the sidewalk, and from the edge of the building all the way around the site. So we'll put in that 2-foot bench also with a stepped offset. And then after that after we finish that edge of the bench, we will then daylight that one using a create grading command in Civil 3D to then daylight the edge of the finished ground surface down to existing ground and finalize our design. At that point, we will be done with the design, and then we can start putting in our spot elevations to indicate our final design grades of our site. So this is my demonstration view. Sorry, my computer's getting a really slow. And I think my computer's about to crash. So now I'm going to start modeling in the bench. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the topper curve that I just finished modeling, and I'm going to give that a 2-foot offset. So we're going to use our create offset, stepped offset command. So the offset distance I mentioned is going to be 2 feet. I'm going to select the object to offset, and I'm going to offset it to this side. And a difference of 0. I need that bench to be flat. So I'm going to go in there and put in an elevation difference of 0. And same thing with this topper curve in this direction here. Elevation difference, 0. Notice how we're going to get this part right in here. So we're going to come back and fix that. I'm going to take this part here, offset to the outside, 2-foot offset, elevation difference of 0. And I'm going to continue that all the way around, but I'm going to start editing these feature lines as I go. I can do everything all at once, but I like to start modeling in my bench correctly first before I continue. That way, if there's any little errors or issues, I can take care of those as I go. If I do my curved offsets, my stepped offsets, and come back, I might forget to edit some areas. But again, that's just a personal preference. I'll continue that on the next video.